Hey YouTube, Awesome Rider here with a Power Rangers Dino Fury video. Today we're going to be talking about some alleged leaked rumors about the plot of Dino Fury Season 2. As with all rumors, take these with a grain of salt. They could all end up being true, none of them can be true. Some of them can be true just by sheer coincidence, but I thought it would be interesting just to discuss it. They were leaked on Reddit, I guess, a day or so ago, but I'm going to go ahead and read through them real quick to you and then sort of discuss my thoughts on it. Take this with a grain of salt. This is just kind of for fun speculation. So, Lord Zedd invades Grid Battle Force to get his staff. Honestly, I think that's going to happen regardless of this. Zeto's going to get a new Rafcon power-up. The Green Morphin Master is in charge of the main universe, or the Prime universe. Lord Zedd is going to get a new Moon Palace, or he's going to return to his Moon Palace, excuse me. He's going to build a new Serpenterra within the first few episodes. We're going to have a clip show with that. Wow, way to make yourself legit. We're going to have a clip show. Big surprise, we know it. And the villains are going to have kind of a villain database, just like the Rangers have had a Power Rangers database. The Dino Fury Rangers are temporarily going to get trapped in the Dark Dimension. Lord Zedd's going to create new Dark Rangers that are effectively going to be like dark-tinted Dino Fury Rangers. Amelia's dad is Void Knight, which is something speculated. Void Knight's girlfriend's going to get turned into a monster, something else people have speculated. Lord Zedd's going to end up holding the Morphin Masters captive in these energy tubes. Fern's going to show up again. General Shaw returns briefly to brief the Rangers on a plan. There's going to be a fight footage of just the original 6 MMPR Rangers. I'm going to assume with green, maybe white, who knows, fighting Zedd. The Dino Fury Rangers are going to travel to Eltar, and the portal machine they use is going to get destroyed. And then they're going to travel to the moon using a Rafcon ship. So, okay. The thing about Zedd and Grid Battle Force, I think is going to end up being true. Mainly because we already got a leaked thing, like there was like a legit leak that General Shaw's actor is going to be in Dino Fury. And they made a big deal about him not having his staff. So I get a feeling something with Grid Battle Force and General Shaw will happen. You know, regardless of whether these leaks are true or not. I mean, Zeto getting a power-up, we know that's a thing. We know he's going to be getting the Max Russo armor. There's also the cape armor. There's the ice armor. So that's a shoo-in. The Green Morphin Master being in charge of the main timeline is interesting, only because I just recently did a video and I've drawn attention to, like, why is the Green Morphin Master always the one that's special compared to the others? So maybe there will be a reason for that. I don't know. Maybe it's for the main timeline. I guess that could be a thing, so who knows? As far as some of the stuff with Zedd, I have very mixed thoughts if this were to be true. Mainly because people have been speculating he's going to be a main villain in Season 2, and I had mixed thoughts on that in general. I just worry that with some of this stuff we're doing too much fan service. You know, I don't like the idea of 6 empty MMPR suits coming back. That just seems so hollow to me. And I don't like that idea. The Serpenterra things here or there. Some people are like, oh my god, it's going to be Ryu Commander's mecha from Q Ranger, and they're going to do a Q Ranger adaptation. I'm like, reaching? I don't know. It sounds like it could be interesting, but I'm just worrying about Dino Fury Season 2. If this is true, again, this might not end up being true. This could be just some dude having a laugh. So it could all end up not being true, but you know, based on what we've seen with a little bit of Dino Fury's build-up, there is a chance that even if this is fake, some of the stuff we see in Dino Fury Season 2 could be fan servicey like this. And I'm just worried about that, because I feel like that's what Beast Morphers Season 2 did, where when I watched it, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. They're acknowledging the past, they have all these callbacks and stuff. And then when I finished watching it and I sat on it, I'm like, was it really good, or was it just a bunch of hollow fan service checklist items? And that's really not what I want. Like, I want Dino Fury to stand on its own. I like that it's acknowledged its universe, and my favorite piece of lore that they've tied to the past has been the Morphin Masters, because it ties it to the past and, like, main Ranger lore, but it's also something unexplored in the show. So it's kind of unique to Dino Fury. And one of my favorite things about Dino Fury is actually its own mythology. And I don't want it to get overshadowed by a bunch of MMPR nostalgia and bringing back the old team. And so I really hope that doesn't happen in terms of the MMPR team. Especially 6 empty suits. You guys, if you're a regular viewer, you know how I feel about empty suits returning when they just have a bunch of nobodies there. It feels like nothing when there's nobody in there. Kind of like the Dino team-up. It felt so empty to me, and I'm worried about having a similar thing with that. If I'm being honest, in regards to Lord Zedd's role in Season 2, I would honestly just rather it be kind of a one-off, like a 2-part story, or, you know, maybe a little mini arc about defeating him and not make him the overall big bad. I know that there's some speculation that they might be doing that because it would be, or was supposed to be, the final season in this era before Hasbro's new era, so it would make sense. But for me, I wish they would do that if any of this is true or anything ends up happening with Zedd, that it's kind of like a mini arc or just a two-parter, because I think a one-parter would be too rushed, and then Dino Fury's like final arc and final story can stand on its own without relying on callbacks and fan service. This stuff with Void Knight, I feel like these rumors could be fake only because they feel like they're using speculation or things that people know is kind of going to happen, like the General Shaw thing. People know that's going to happen. The Void Knight thing has been speculated, so I feel like they might be mixing in some stuff that just probably will happen with stuff that could be outlandish, but I am hoping that Void Knight is Amelia's dad. That's the route that I'm wanting it to take. The stuff about his girlfriend winding up turning into a monster has also been speculated. I think that would be fine. Also, if this were in any way true, it's kind of crazy that Lord Zedd would be powerful enough to get the Morphin Masters kidnapped. I mean, the Morphin Masters, I feel people are thinking they're gods. They're not. They're just people that went into the grid. But I still feel like Lord Zedd couldn't capture them all. He's not that strong. I feel like they've really been overplaying Zedd's strength, especially after watching the recent Hasbro PulseCon. I mean, I know he was strong, and like the Rangers, they very rarely fought him one-on-one, but they had a hard time fighting him one-on-one. But when you zoomed out, Zedd was like a B-list person in the Alliance of Evil. So it just seems crazy to me that all of a sudden he'd be strong enough to do something like that if it's true. So I don't know. Mixed thoughts, guys. I like a couple of the ideas. I just hope, regardless if this is true or not, I hope that they calibrate any sort of fan service and tie-ins so that Dino Fury can stand on its own and they don't try to rely on, this season's so good because we mentioned this person and this person was here. I hope that's not what happens. But what do you guys think of these alleged leaks? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, if you like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you know you can just try videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.